Maybe if I'm not muted, that would be good. All right, awesome. Welcome. So I'm here with Rachel and Mav, features programmer, shorts programmer. It's like you guys synced up and knew how to put your titles in there. That's awesome. How you guys doing?
I'm all right.
Cool. All right, so we're doing this a lot on the fly. We've actually got a couple of filmmakers in the background already. So we see you, Jojo and Sharon, and we will bring you in. And we have a background chat here. Hello, and I'm in all caps, so I'll take that off. Hello, filmmakers. So you guys can see that it's on the right side where it says currently 5 people, but that's starting to go higher. Awesome, cool. Well, this is billed as the All Fest Q&A, but I really think it's just a chance for us to all kind of get back together and just say, hey, how are we all doing? How things are going? For the people who couldn't make it to the festival, a chance for them to jump in as well. That sound about right, Mav and Rachel? Rachel's stuttering. Her internet is sticky. Cool. Awesome. I'll tell you what, I'll also bring Lewis in. I'm going to bring Lewis in here as well. Hey, Lewis.
Hey, how are y'all?
Yep. I'm doing all right.
So I got to remember that my desk, when I move my desk, it shakes up my camera. So I'm going to be very cautious and conscientious of that. So cool. Want to do a special shout out to the fact that we are doing a live encore right now. I think my wife's making some brownies, so there's that. But right now we are in the middle of the live encore. This goes through the 29th. Lewis, why don't you just give the viewers kind of an idea of how that works, what the process works, make sure it's as simplified as possible.
It is magic. Yeah. So all of our filmmakers and VIP pass holders, with your badge, you should have received an email, and with that email, you'll be able to log into the site, go to where it says Online Encore, and you'll be able to click on any films you want to watch. They're still in the groupings. They're still in the mixtapes that we presented them in. And so the nice thing is, if you're looking for just a particular thing, you can zoom right to that, pop that up there. Or if you're looking to watch the whole block, you're able to do that as well. Now, not every single filmmaker wanted to participate in the online encore, so not every single film is available. And some films, filmmakers, they only wanted to be fenced into Texas. So if you're traveling back to someplace that's not Texas, you might not be able to see those things.
I like it. Now, what if they're coming along and they're seeing this and they're like, I don't want to get a VIP pass, but there's a particular block I'd like to go to. What can they do?
Yeah, same thing. Just go into where it says Online Encore. Click on the films that you're interested in seeing, the film block that you're interested in seeing, and from there you'll be able to purchase an individual ticket just to that block and watch that mixtape of films. Right there, yeah. So if you're looking for the crowd pleasers or Underneath It All, that was one of our award winners this last weekend. You can do that as well. You'll be able to unlock. There's a little blue button in the middle that says "Unlock Now," and you'll click that, and it'll take you through the whole system of how to purchase that. And those are going to be $10 a piece,
plus the tax and the fees.
Oh yes. Well, damn the man.
Yep. Cool. Yep. All right, guys. Well, awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just jump back to us here. Mm-hmm. Cool. I think when Rachel gets her internet figured out, she'll jump in. So I'm going to add JoJo to our stream because she has her camera on, just so our filmmakers know. If you, hey, JoJo. Smiley death face. Just remember, filmmakers, if you want to jump in, I know a lot of you guys are kind of behind the scenes just observing, which is totally cool. But if you want to jump in, go ahead and flip your camera on and we will bring you in. So, JoJo, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm coming off of the high. So right. This is already.
Definitely. And I'm trying to train myself to look at my camera versus looking at you on screen. It's the hardest thing. So, cool. So Smiley Death Face, give us a little bit, no real spoilers or anything. Let us... first of all, it's going to be in the horror shorts block, guys, if you're interested. Yes. So that might give a little bit away. But JoJo, tell us a little bit about Smiley Death Face.
It isn't the horror block, but it's not too scary. At least I don't think it is. It's the short pitch is it's Scream meets emojis. So it's a girl who is being stalked through emojis. I guess I don't want to give too much away. It's the film is very little dialogue, and it's just a lot of reading and translating emojis.
Yep. Very inventive to bring that motif in, since we're all, obviously are all a part of that. It's cool to kind of capitalize on the modern nature of things. So
yeah. So how did that idea come about to just stick with the emojis?
So basically what Samuel was saying, a lot of films are throwbacks to the 70s and 80s, especially horror films like Stranger Things and what have you. And when you go to the DVD features, they say the reason is because it's a time period where they could cut the phone line and the lights go off and the power goes off and then you can't call anybody. So we kind of wanted to take that challenge on and make a film that was completely engrossed in modern technology, and then kind of take the next step and make modern technology the villain in the equation, kind of have fun with that. So we hope we pulled it off.
I think so. I think we'd all agree. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And for anyone watching that hasn't seen it, it's a unique take on a horror film. And, JoJo said it's not that scary, but it's just scary enough. So I highly recommend everyone hop on their computer or type in whatever you need to type in and go watch that film right now, or after the Q&A, I guess.
It's really short. It doesn't take up a lot of time. And if you really do listen to the little bit of dialogue, there's a little bit of a kind of a social commentary on where our society is going today. Are we getting dumber? Are we getting smarter? Because we're all communicating through one language. So it's cute.
Nice.
What kind of challenges did you have making this film?
I think the script was pretty much all in emojis, instead of actual words. Well, we figured out how to shoot it because the main actress is reacting to emojis that are put in later and through graphics. So we essentially shot no sound and just yelled out the emojis to her for her to react. So she kind of knew what they were. And then we shot MOS, and then we were able to put sound design in afterwards, and then the graphics in to match her reactions. But I think that was the biggest challenge for us, was like, how is this rehearsal going to go when it's just one actress and she's not reacting off of a person or a green screen tick or something. It's just, she's just kind of reacting to air. So I think the pace, and then we were worried about the pacing too. Like, would the emojis go too quickly for people to read? Are they going to keep up with it? Or is it going to go too slow and like make it not scary? So I think our challenge was pacing that to make sure that we had an even pace that didn't slow the momentum down, but people could still understand what was going on.
Definitely.
And I first saw this film at a film festival a ways back. And could you tell us more about this film's festival's journey, where it's been and where it's going?
It's done a lot of horror festivals, but the reason why we've been so successful is because of that little social commentary element that we really didn't see coming. We got programmed in festivals that were completely not horror. We got programmed in a festival in Portland that was like, they were saying it's slightly too young and edgy for the audience, but they kind of snuck it in because the social commentary they thought was kind of cool. So I think that was what we didn't anticipate. We knew that maybe horror people would like it, but then some horror festivals, it's not horror enough because there's no blood involved. But then we got picked up in some like normal everyday festivals that like the social commentary of what we were saying. So that was really kind of cool. I think we'd love to make a feature off of it, but once again, it's hard when the concept starts as a short. You have to expand to a 3-act structure, and that's been challenging with some of the shorts that we've made. It's like, okay, that this is a tedious process. It's not like this could be a good scene in a film, but can it be a film?
Right.
So that's been kind of what we're trying to circling around the next step for.
Are you planning on releasing the short online for everyone to see, or does it have a distribution deal, or is that kind of still all up in the air?
That's still up in the air. I think we're looking at some places, kind of just waiting for these last few festivals to screen before we officially put it out for good. We're kind of squeezing everything out of it that we can, you know?
Yeah, for sure. What other festivals do you have lined up after this, if you can announce them?
Literally, we were told early on, but today they gave us the official acceptance. We got into Popcorn Fright Nights.
Oh, cool.
Florida in August.
That's awesome.
And then, yeah, I think that's it for now.
Awesome. Cool.
Oh, I think actually, you know what? Today, it's all today. New York City Horror.
Oh, cool.
To us too.
That's cool.
How many, if you don't mind me asking, do you know the amount of festivals so far? Because I would imagine it's a lot.
I don't. I have to go back and count. Not that it's like a lot or something, but just I just haven't like tallied it up.
Yeah. And you've been you're an alumni of the festival too, because you've had other shorts in that I believe like you produced or helped on in various capacities. So it's great to have you back with this one.
Yeah, I'm glad that the first one that I screened at was the pandemic year. So I joined online. So it was really cool to be able to come in person.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So where are you based out of, JoJo?
I'm in Los Angeles by virtue of Dallas.
Oh, so really?
Oh, okay.
In Dallas right now.
Cool.
And I went to school in Austin, so I've done the drive through Waco many, many times. Stopped by, took a restroom break, ate food.
Yeah.
But this was and actually, you know what? I shot in Waco 2 years ago. So I was there for like 3 days. But this was the first time I stayed for the weekend and got to like enjoy the city and really meet the people. So it was really fun.
I got 2 questions based off of that. One, having stopped in Waco for longer, which I totally get it. What did you think of the city, getting to know it a little more?
Loved it. Like seriously, not even trying to ask kiss, was genuinely surprised at how. So my mom and dad came with me, and we thought the first thing my dad thought was like, the people here are so friendly.
Good. Awesome.
It was such a great experience, but what's the saying again? It's a small town with a big town feel, or what everyone keeps saying.
Right. Yeah.
But it had like everything that you're saying, like you could shoot in the airport. It just makes me really want to come back here and do stuff. I know one of the filmmakers I met, he shoots here at, Ben with the Jellyfish Man, he was saying how a lot of the alumni were crew, and he engaged a lot of the locals. So I think it would be really fun just to shoot here, that small town feel like you're always looking for.
Yeah.
Get out of the city.
Yeah. Our in and out is actually closer to most people than anyone's in and out in a big city would be.
My dad mentioned that too. He was like, in and out. Because I think we used to drive and stop there, and I think that wasn't there before.
Right.
Yeah.
So we noticed that change. But we really love the city, and we've noticed the change too. Like it's more paved roads and less dirt roads than it was before. The roads are great. Getting in and around is so easy.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time on 35 making it right. I-35, for those of you who don't know, is the big interstate that goes pretty much through most of Texas, and it's always work done. So my second question, though, is what film were you working on 2 years ago in Waco?
It was actually a docu-series for the Discovery Channel.
Oh, cool.
And it was about food. So we shot in the Dr. Pepper Museum. Because we had an episode on soda. So we shot all around the Dr. Pepper Museum, did we get anything else around Waco? They did burgers in Dallas.
Yeah.
Some veggie burgers and some regular burgers. I think it was just the Dr. Pepper Museum. And we got some B-roll of the city.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. Well, very cool.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. Definitely thank you for joining us and for being a part. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the rest of your festival run and where it's going to go. So,
Yeah. And we do hope you have you back with all your future work. So keep submitting to us, definitely.
Oh yeah, I'm coming back, and I already told my friend to submit so we can come back together.
Nice.
Love that.
So Sharon, if you think I'm talking to Sharon, who's in the background here, if you're interested in jumping in, and I can pull you into the feed real quick as well, but you'd have to let me know by turning your camera on. I don't think she wants to, or just or hit me a note on the side chat. So very cool. And by the way, for those who are watching at home, you're more than welcome to wherever you are watching in. Go ahead and just put a comment in the thread, and it will port over here to us. We'll see it no matter whether it's through Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, which are the 3 broadcasts we're doing right now. So cool. Sharon's actually going to jump in a second, but she did have a question for you, Jojo, which was what your script looked like versus obviously what you shot. Were there actually words, or did you actually type the emojis, or how did that work out? That's a good question, Sharon.
There was the explanations were still in actual words. The dialogue of the 2 girls talking, it was in words. But then after that, it was just emojis.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Well, Jojo, thank you so much for joining us. I
You're very
appreciate it.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
No problem. You can stick around if you want, but I'll go ahead and let you. Okay, cool. I'll let you go ahead and slide off the screen here, and we'll jump in here. Awesome. So I'm going to hit remove real quick. I don't want to hit remove. Oh, there you go. Yeah, she's still here. Cool. She's still in the background. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So we have the horror block. We have a variety of blocks. I will go ahead and share my screen again to kind of show you guys again what we're looking at here. And I just took everyone out, so I'll bring everyone in. There we go. I'm still learning how all this stuff works. But as you can see at the ticker at the bottom, go to watch.eventive.org/deepintheheartff to check all of that out, all of our crowd pleasers. We currently have You Have No Idea showing here, which is a great, here, I'll click on this, which is a great feature we've got. It's a documentary. It is directed by a gentleman by the name of Alexander Jeffrey. It's a great story about a man who was born obviously with autism, but it's really more about him and his mother and their connection, and how she, back because he's not a young man, how she was able to help build a community to help support him. And this is kind of a model that can be used for a lot of communities with people with various types of disabilities. So
yeah. And Alexander, he won the award for best directing of a feature. So yeah, we definitely enjoyed that film. I just wanted to pass along a couple of messages that we received. Yeah, Maverick, you have a question too?
Really? Well, not really a question, just a comment.
That's always a good Q&A. Hi, I don't have a question, I have a comment.
I just want to plug something for Alex really quick. So Alex runs a new short film channel on YouTube that's really picking up steam and really awesome for filmmakers of short films specifically. It's called Crafty. So if anyone isn't familiar with Crafty on YouTube, you should definitely check it out. And for all the short film makers out there that have made shorts, I encourage you to submit to Crafty. You can do so on Film Freeway, but it's a new and awesome short film channel on YouTube that Alex co-runs. All right,
hang on a second. Let's see if we can put some banners up here so people can. So CRAFTY.
Yeah, Crafty short films, but you can check it out whenever. But
and while Samuel is doing that, that excellent radio of typing in the background. I'll remind our filmmakers, we got a couple in the studio lobby. Just turn on your camera and we'll know that you are camera ready and we can bring you on board. Also wanted to read off a couple emails that we received recently. Logan Jackson said, "Oh my gosh, yay!" Logan won our award for Best Director of a Short. He says he's truly honored and appreciated. Wish he could make it for this call. Stephen Robinson shares the same sentiment. Stephen won 2 awards for Home. Home won Best Drama. Trail Boss won Audience Award.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was thankful for those awards, and we'll be shipping out his awards to him. The folks behind Chipper, Jason, he sent us a thank you as well. Excited to receive his award for Best U.S. Short. And Pearl wishes she could be here. Pearl Gluck. Unfortunately, she is in Warsaw right now, and it is in the middle of the night for her, so she can't attend the Q&A. And actually, the same for Mike. Mike, who is the director of Non-Negotiable. I was texting with him earlier today. He said, yeah, he would be here, except it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, London time, and he would be in his pajamas if he tried to make it on. And I was like, you could totally do that. But
pajamas welcome.
Yeah,
pajamas welcome.
He passed. And I can't say I blame him. I think it's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning their time. So totally understandable there. In the meantime, there we go. We got Crafty up.
Does that look about right?
Yeah, that's Crafty. So if you go to Film Freeway, you can submit.
Oh, so you can submit on Film Freeway. Awesome. Well, I'll hit YouTube here, so you guys can look through and look at the description. And yeah, there we go. Film Freeway. You can submit right there. In fact, let me pop that sucker up. Of course, Film Freeway is obviously pretty much the world renowned film submission website. We also are on Film Freeway ourselves. Currently revamping our page there for a variety of reasons. We're actually open for submissions ourselves. So we'll go to My Festival, just show you that. Changing our logo, and in case you have been under a rock as fans of the festival, we are changing our name as well. Changing our name to the Waco Indie Film Fest.
Really?
You know that, Matt? And I am covering up Rachel's face, and I don't like doing that, so I'm going to go ahead and hide that. Hey, Rachel.
I should have been pulling some really good faces right there, so that when I came back, you could all be scared.
Right. And something else that we need to add to that banner image, we got two big laurels on that banner, Samuel. Our 20 great film festivals for first-time filmmakers, which I think we are that. We're also one of the top 100 best-reviewed film festivals on Film Freeway.
Consistently in the top 20.
Yeah, consistently in top 20, exactly.
Yep.
And today, we just got notification that we received a new
I saw that.
distinction. Again, poor radio, because I don't remember what it is offhand. I want to get the name right, so let me look it up real quick.
This is news to me.
Yeah.
I saw it earlier. I was busy recovering from the film festival and gearing back into the day job and all that. But I also saw something about that, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I will. Let me pull up the email to make sure I get it right.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, while you're doing that, let me go ahead and bring in Sharon Arteaga. So I'm going to do that real quick. Let her jump in with us. Hey, Sharon. Hey, you got someone behind you there. Don't look. Okay, cool. The cool thing is actually, so that's a screenshot behind Sharon of her film. And so, Sharon, I would love to hear more about it. The movie is called
In Tow.
In Tow.
And that's TOW.
Yep.
And it's an action adventure dramedy about a mom and a daughter whose mobile home gets towed away with them inside of it on our protagonist's senior homecoming day.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the production value, the way you were able to, I mean, just it looked so real, and I'm sure part of it was, but just to have the entire thing happening, basically set in a moving mobile home, That is, I would love to show people some B-roll of that, but I really honestly want them to rather just kind of go and check it out. Go get that film block and check it out.
Yeah, it was 90. I think like 90% of the film takes place in the mobile home. But we are pretty early in our festival run, and so we aren't playing the online encore right now.
Oh, right.
But part of that is we just want people to attend as many of these Texas festivals that we'll be playing in the next few months.
And we are geo-blocked to Texas. We always are trying to hope we could kind of get it shrinked a little bit, but they only do it via state. So we are geo-blocked to Texas. And of course, Sharon, you are a Texas filmmaker. So we obviously want to be very conscientious of your festival run, not just around Texas, but also around the world. So what is next for you on your festival run?
I think that immediately next might be Lake Travis Film Festival. I know we're playing a few. I think all 3 of our next ones are in September, so it's going to be a whole month before people could see it again. That'll be Lake Travis, Georgetown, and South Texas International, which is actually where I met one of my producers from the project, and she was able to come to Deep in the Heart this year.
So is that South Texas International or South Texas Underground?
International. This one's in Edinburgh, Texas. Yeah.
Very cool. I love that there's all these community festivals in Texas. That's awesome.
Yeah, both our actors are from the Rio Grande Valley, so this one's in the Rio Grande Valley, and I think all their families are down there and are eager to have it play in South Texas.
Definitely.
So this is going to be somewhat of a homecoming for them.
Yes, for them. Yes.
I get it.
If you get it, you get it.
We can't wait for it to actually be homecoming season and wear our moms to a screening during that time. Although it is fun wearing our homecoming mums outside of homecoming, because people are just like, I think at one of our screenings, somebody was like, homecoming? Like, as they felt like, oh, did I miss that we are suddenly in October?
We were so excited to finally sit down in a block with you all in there and recognize, oh, this is their block. We're finally going to know what the homecoming mums are about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's a big draw, and it was super fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my question about the homecoming is, I know it's a distinctly Texas thing, but is it just Texas? And I'm wondering, like, when you go elsewhere, maybe, I don't know if it's, I would imagine Oklahoma, maybe even, or others, but when we go maybe a little north, or are you running into any culture clash with the homecoming? People going, I don't get it.
Yeah. We played Cleveland International's Film Streams program, and at the Q&A, it was like, can you please explain what a homecoming mom is and like its importance?
That big flower.
Yeah, and even in the script stage, like I had to put in parentheses like a homecoming mom is an ornate like ribbon that people wear on a football game.
That is awesome.
I would love it if you could talk a little bit more about how you planned for your side view mirror shots.
Oh my God, those were those kinds of shots where like you have no idea how complicated it's going to be. One plan for it included having to do 4 different layers, like film 4 different things that would then get compiled into one shot. But thankfully, through a lot more meetings, we realized that there was possibly going to be a way that we could just have a foreground shot that we use and then add. So basically we filmed with our DP was inside the semi truck because a mount that we had rented didn't quite like clip onto the window. So he ended up just like sitting in the passenger seat while the semi truck driver rode the truck, and then he was pointing it just right at the mirror, and he held on to that for like, I don't know how many minutes. But there was only some of the footage that we could use because it was like there had to be no houses in the shot, and things had to be just at the right angle. So we shot that on one day, and then like the following month we shot the actual props in studio in front of a green screen, and we're just like throwing things in front of a fan. But we had to get the lighting right on that, or else it was going to just look fake. Some of the objects weren't falling the way they needed to fall, so the tablecloth was the trickiest, and we had been warned about that. So that I think took 2 people, one of them in a green suit, having to like actually manipulate it across. There's some really silly BTS of him doing that. But then in post, it still had to be manipulated a little bit. I just never imagined that shot would be so complicated.
That's all I could think when I was watching it was like, oh my gosh, how did they do it? Did you have the home behind the truck when you were shooting the one through the side view mirror?
Yes, we did. Yeah, that was the way that we were able to like economize the production of that, because otherwise there was a scenario where we just filmed the mirror in front of a green screen, and then we were going to figure out how to film the home while it was moving as another layer. And then the reflections also were going to be some other component to it. We were going to have to figure out the angle to put them in there, and so many things. But I'm so glad we figured out just like, let's just shoot it through the mirror and then shoot the rest on a green screen.
So was the actor who played the truck driver, was he certified to, did he have a Class C license or anything? Was he certified to drive trucks, or how did you finagle that? Or was he even driving at the time?
That was all static.
Oh, okay.
That was all static, but we had an actual truck driver driving the truck in, in the shots where it actually needed driving. We, thanks to the Austin Film Commissioner, we were able to get a location that had mobile homes on their lot, but also it was a family that ran like a mobile home hauling company. So the mobile home hauler, he was just like, oh, no big deal. I'll just take this house around as many loops as you need me to. And at the right price, of course. Was that?
You mapped it out, the looping?
Yeah, we did some location scouting, because originally we were going to film in Bastrop County, but they have a lot more requirements there. I think they've just had a lot of production experience with larger productions that have come in. Gotcha. And thankfully, we had some relationships out in Hayes County, and they just like facilitated it for us. And now being out in Waco, when we were on the tour, we were like, oh, something like these roads, some of the roads we went past, even when I drove out to Waco Surf, I was like, oh, these would have been perfect and maybe easier to shut down for longer stretches of time. But we needed to be pretty close to wherever this mobile home company was too. So cool. It worked out.
Awesome. Yeah. So what did you think of Waco Surf?
Yeah.
Well, I ended up I invited someone to go. I was going to meet up with some people that were already there, and then I invited someone to meet up with me, but none of us found each other. So I ended up just like relaxing on the beach, and it was really nice. I just floated for a while, and then I watched the surfers. And I'm from Corpus, so surfing is pretty big over there, but I don't think I've ever been able to like watch them that closely without, being scared to get hit by a surfboard. And it was a different angle I was able to get to, so that was cool. I probably took too big of a risk on the water slide.
Uh-oh.
So I went when I only had 1 hour to go to Waco Surf between the cell phone class and the acting class. So on my way out, I was like, well, there's a free water slide. Just go to the water slide. But the shortest line ended up being like the second highest slide of the two. And I went flying in the air, and I'm a little sore I'm a little sore from that.
Yeah, we full disclosure for everyone, we have a staff. Waco Surf is amazing. We do a staff debrief party kind of. Did that last year. I went up, and I don't remember which one was which, but I went on the very far right side. So I might have been the pansy one, you know, the smallest, but I went on that one. Still, yeah, I was sore for about a week or two after that.
The far right one is the most advanced of them.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that one.
That's the one I went on.
People were like flipping around when at the end of it.
That's when. Oh, I did the most advanced. See, I have a now 17-year-old son who I have to, you know, step up and be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, I went on the worst one.
Yes, you did.
As my wife says, yes, I did. Now, I will tell you this: it was fun. I mean, it was a blast until I hit the water.
Yeah. The few seconds that you're aerodynamic is worth it.
Totally. Totally. Yeah.
I'm scared of all of them. I can't do it because
Well,
I know, like, you know, you probably won't get hurt on them, but I know I'm sure there'll be some way there is, and I'm sure I'll find that way.
Mav, you'll get
go
hurt
off the end and then just flop on my back.
No, I did it pretty much right, and
It didn't help, no, that he did a cannonball.
I did do cannonball.
And he didn't have his eyes open, so he just went and onto his shoulder and head.
Oh no!
I went in. Well, what did I do? I went up, and as soon as I knew I was in, because you have to do this all the way down straight. As soon as I felt air, I tucked into a ball.
Oh my!
But I was in, and I was tilting, and my head hit first. So my head went bam, 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 and again, it was, you know, you don't feel it at first, but then the headache starts to come.
Yeah.
And you're like, did I get a concussion?
Suddenly you're concussed. And
maybe, I don't know.
I'm sure there's a lot of great like fail videos of like people trying these slides. We should just have a whole block next year at the festival, just like Waco surf fails. That's all it is.
Definitely.
I have been Googling like how old is too old for going to water slides, because I'm like, should I just like never do this again?
No, you should definitely do it again. Come back next year. We'll do it again.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to do that again, but go into the lazy river.
Yeah, the lazy river.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah, I need to go with more time for that, because it was 40 minutes, and I was like, okay, by the time I'm in the water and out, so.
Totally.
But yeah, no, I had fun. Even the drive out there was just great, because actually there were a lot of mobile homes on like acreages of land, so I was like, this is our setting.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually grew up in a mobile home myself, so that's one of the reasons I love that film. So totally get it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
That's great.
Definitely.
So Sharon, I wanted to ask you one question before we let you go. What was your favorite piece of movie magic in your film? Because there's so many camera tricks and so many different ways you manipulate the audience's perception of what's going on. What was your favorite trick that you got to play on the audience?
Ooh.
Oh, maybe the opening shot, like when we pull out and we see her in the window, and it's the whole like landscape.
Yeah.
For some audience that have not seen that at all, like sometimes it's just a surprise, and they're like, oh, this is what's happening, because they think it starts with an earthquake. I like starting films like where it's like you have no idea what's happening. One film that's very similar to this that I made, it was like a little girl in a cargo van of a truck of a van, and it seems like she's getting kidnapped, but then you realize that she's just with her mom on an early morning shift. So for this one, it was also like, okay, is this an earthquake? What's happening? Oh, we're in the least expected scenario. That one's my favorite, and we had to work really hard for that shot and pay a lot of money.
And you did actually. I mean, you've done mobile homes, but you've also did Plain Pretend, which I believe we had a chance to show. If we didn't, I know we saw it on the.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all did, yeah.
Yeah, and of course that's part of that is in a plane. So I love that you don't let the ideas flow on the page, and you don't let that stop you, and then you go find out how to make it. It's actually why you won the best script, because again, it was just, it's like I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm like, wow, what she went to write this. That was just
many rewrites.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love heavy machinery. So I've done the plane, now a semi truck, and I'm not sure what it'll be, but maybe submarine. Who knows?
I don't know. Well, Elon has his place down the road from us here in Waco. We got
launching a rocket.
SpaceX is only 10 miles away from Waco, so we'll see if we can give Elon a call when he stops ruining Twitter.
And I think we all figured out not to go on submarines, right?
Yeah. I think submarine might be out of the question.
Go to space.
Yeah. Maybe just a boat. Let's do a boat.
Let's do a boat.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you all.
All right. Sharon, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Very cool.
So, Rachel and Maverick, what were your impressions of the weekend? What were your big takeaways from this last weekend of the festival? Because, I mean, I think for the four of us, it is like such a blur.
Real quick, before you do that, I wanted to show a comment from Ken Surrey on Facebook. Even Waco Serve owner David Taylor won't do the slides. That is new. I'm going to have to verify that with David.
Yeah,
I'm not alone.
I feel like I'm not easy because I don't live there, so I'm never there when you guys do it. So no one has to know that, I just don't want to get all the water shooting up my nose.
I wear glasses, and if I take them off, I don't know where I'm going to end up, And then I'm one like genuine fear is like I go down the slide, I fly up, I go in the water, and when I come out, like my swim trunks will be gone. Like it's a real
if
fear.
This guy can do it, you guys can do it. No water up the nose. I did go without my glasses.
Those are famous last words for me.
Tiny concussion. That's it.
I love water parks. I just don't love the slides.
Yeah.
See, for me,
to wakeboard, so David Taylor hooked me up. Skateboarded a lot of my life. I can maybe.
Hey, I bet you he'll do that. For me, it's this whole physics thing of weight times mass times acceleration. Maverick was talking about he doesn't know where he'll end up. I'm more afraid that I will end up in the pool next door, and it'll just keep going. There's too much Lewis for that slide right now. I'm working on that. I am working on that, but right now it's too much Lewis. Yeah.
I think it's the same problem on the other end because I'm always afraid that I'm going to be, because I'm not very big, like pop out.
that a strong wind will take you away.
So sorry. The question was, your weekend. How did it go?
Well, the mechanical bull absolutely wrecked me and only tried it once. It's probably a bad idea to say, like, turn it up all the way, but I was feeling a little brave.
I think the good news is that you didn't last very long once it got crazy.
Didn't last very long, but yeah, I tried it.
You did see a couple people on the bull who were amazing, though.
Yeah.
Like, I saw some people just flowing.
Bull riding's not for me.
I didn't get a chance to do it again this year. I ended up just talking to a lot of people and having great conversations. But,
honestly, that was my favorite part of this year is I got to meet and reconnect with a lot of awesome people. And honestly, this year almost more than previous years, to be honest. And that was probably the most fun for me. I always tell people screening films throughout the year, and I try to watch all the shorts and programming them. The reward is going to the festival and meeting the filmmakers and hanging out and just having a good time. That's probably my favorite thing this year. So for me.
Cool.
Yeah, I said it so many times during the festival, but we've been, and I say we, my husband comes with me every year and he helps with everything he can help with. We've come for so long, and it's like every year things just run better, right? It's just like we take a bigger bite and things also run smoother. We have more volunteers, and it makes it easier to relax and hang out and talk to people, which is amazing and something that I'm So I'm like proud of, I didn't do it, but I'm proud of it. But I think this year for me, as an artist, I love watching just art in general, right? But like art that makes something happen, and getting to do both Into the Spotlight and You Have No Idea, and to moderate both of those feature film blocks and be there for the conversations that were happening. These are both, we talked a little bit about You Have No Idea earlier. That's the one about the family with the now adult son with autism. He's speaking, but no conversational speech. So lots of really big challenges in small town Arkansas. And Into the Spotlight is about a musical theater program in Dallas, actually, that serves 27 teens and adults with a variety of disabilities each year, putting on a completely original musical. So I got to be a part of both of those. I got to meet the people that made both of them. I got to meet some of the performers, things like that. But more importantly, to hear the conversations that were happening in the audience about, okay, now what are we going to do? We have this inspiration, this energy from watching this film. We have some ideas about things that people are doing that are working. How can we bring that to our community? And how can we get connected? There were a lot of people in the audience who wanted to do something, and it was like, oh, I want to do something, and you actually live here too, and you want to do something too, and I didn't even know that we were both in this place together. And so bringing that together, that was a lot of words to describe it, but it was really magical. And I think in some ways that's art at its best, right? When we can see the change that's happening.
There's a really special moment that happened actually in the, I think it was the Fright Nights block with JoJo, actually. We do the Q&A. So for anyone that didn't attend the festival or couldn't, we screen all the shorts together in a block, and then we have a Q&A session at the end where we invite the filmmakers down. I ask them, or whoever's moderating asks the questions. And this one I was asking questions, and we welcome audience questions. And when I welcomed audience questions, there was this little girl that raised her hand, ran up and gave her the mic and everything. And she came around and asked JoJo a question, something about the ending of the film. And after the question, like, people applauded because it was just cool, you know, for someone that young to engage with the filmmaker. And it's, you know, it's a scary thing, I think, for a young kid. And afterwards, I think we asked her if she wanted to make films. She like shook her head, yeah, and we're like, yeah. And I think just the fact that she got to be there and see, you know, JoJo's film and be stoked on what she saw and ask a question and engage with the filmmaker and be really, I guess, inspired by it. Like, I hope that gave her the spark and the courage and the interest to make films when she gets older. And, you know, what if this is the spark that starts her filmmaking journey? Wouldn't that be awesome? And just to, I don't know, that was really special for me. That was probably the coolest part of the whole festival.
And Joseph saying,
and you got to witness it.
Yeah, it was amazing. That was my favorite moment of the whole entire festival.
JoJo is still behind the scenes. She jumps in with a comment. She's saying that girl was so smart. She understands the concept of the film.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's going to do big things and make great films. And we agree.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, I think what I'm loving about it, all of us here, we love just the concept of sharing stories. And, you know, stories, they basically are nothing if they're not shared. They're nothing if they're not a part of a bigger thing, a community. And so I think that's the thing that I know that drives Lewis and I as the directors, and obviously you guys as our programmers and our other programming team. It just is definitely about sharing stories that impact us. And so we definitely want to share that with our community, not just our local community on Waco, but also letting other filmmakers see other filmmakers' stories and share the whole process. And it's been amazing 7 years, and obviously now we're in year 8. We've already launched our new year for submissions and everything. So everyone is obviously more than welcome to jump in on that. In fact, I'll I don't have my Film Freeway up.
Yeah. While you're talking about that, a couple things for me.
I should also just extend too. I think after the screening, I'm pretty sure the young girl came and asked the other filmmakers questions as well.
Nice.
And that might have been when we asked if she wanted to make films. I don't remember, but yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think a big motivating factor why we do what we do is because we like to connect community with these films, with these stories, because movies have the ability to really connect folks. Yeah, and that is something so magical about our festival. I think all of us, not just the four people on this call, but the filmmakers that come, they're looking to get engaged while they're here, right? I'm not just here to see my film. I'm here to experience the Waco community. I'm here to bond with other folks. I'm here to find connections. And that's super important because I know I've been to festivals, and I know I've been to, and I've seen it at other festivals where there are filmmakers that show up for their block and then they go home. And that's missing like what the heart of the festival is about. The heart of the festival is about making these connections. It's about building your community, not only like Samuel was saying, the Waco community, yes, most definitely, but also the greater filmmaking community. I know at our festival, we've been very fortunate that filmmakers have met each other at our festival and built upon that relationship and started making films with each other there. So yeah, that's just great to hear that sort of story keeps happening. And for me, I think my big highlights of the weekend were our two parties. We have more than two parties, but the Friday night party was fantastic. It was so much fun. It was so much fun getting to make fun of our programmers a little bit. I think that was great. I think people really enjoyed getting to know us a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because and that's something, Sam and I reflecting back on the festival. One thing that we forgot to mention on day one of the festival is if you're a filmmaker, if you're a Wacoan, if you're attending the festival, come up and say hi. There's so many events that we've been to that you're looking for the people that are organizing it. You don't want to bother them. You're not a bother at all.
Right,
we want to say hi to you.
Unless I'm sprinting past you, that might be something I need to take care of.
If you're sprinting past Samuel, sprint with him. Keep up.
Yeah.
Hey, my name is anyway. But yeah, just having those connections, I think, are so important. And I had a great time at the Friday night after party at Southern Roots. Shout out to Southern Roots. You guys did a great job for us. The Brotherwell party, knowing that Maverick got injured on the bull, that made my night.
Lewis has the video.
I do have video of that.
I think the KXXV posted on their Instagram. You can see me trying to write it
okay,
all crazy. Yeah, it's really
because that's headline news. That is breaking news.
Yeah, I think I got it on this here phone. Let me just show you. But it was a really big moment for me. Yeah.
So for anyone who has never been to our festival, we have a lot of fun.
Love it.
What do I do to myself?
And speaking of which, I did pull this up. Where'd it go? Okay. We are celebrated as one of the top destination film festivals by Destination Film Guide.
That's cool.
Yeah. So destinationfilmguide.com, they have a list of their best North American film festivals. And there are small festivals on this list, such as South by Southwest, Sundance.
Never heard of them.
SCAD, Miami, and the way they do it is they break it down by month. Their top festivals of the month, and so the top festivals for them for the month of July are.
Do this live here.
Yeah, I'm doing it live.
Do it live.
Their top festivals for July are Indie Shorts in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is the same weekend as us, so it's a tough choice. You got to make it the Indie Shorts or us. And Comic-Con.
Hey, the amount of tabs you have gives me anxiety.
These 3 tabs? I've got...
Or sorry, all the folders underneath. Maybe not tabs. Sorry.
Oh, my toolbar links.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the 3 that they list for the month of July are Indie Shorts, San Diego Comic-Con, and the Deep in the Heart Film Festival in Waco.
Wow.
So that's per nice. Yeah. That was that list you just passed by right there, Samuel.
Right here?
The one with the South by. There you go.
Oh, look
Top
at
film
that.
festivals in North America. Yeah.
February. Oh, cool. Okay. Hang on. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hunter.
Isn't that neat? Live
Well,
breaking news.
They got the wrong photo for us, though.
I like that
Pascal
photo.
2 years ago.
I like
There's
that's
a photo.
unbearable
I
way
see
to
is
master
Pedro
talent, I guess.
Pascal. What photo do you see?
I'm making a joke. It's just.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
In good company.
Yep. Very cool.
Yeah, that's Nito Mosquito. Yeah. Awesome. All right.
Cool.
Well, the filmmakers that we had in our background, I think they're choosing to just remain quiet and just hang out.
No problem.
And
Come
not
on,
join in.
filmmakers. Jump
So I
on
will
in.
also let you guys know that the filmfreeway.com is also going to change to reflect the new, and I think we're going to go with this as our link for that. Lewis, this is on the flag.
So can we clear the air on something? I've been asked multiple times, and I give the standard answer was I just program the shorts. So I want the answer from the festival directors, which is, are we now going to become whiff, like get a whiff of these new films?
No, we're Windy. Waco Indie.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
we're Waco Indie. We're Waco Indie. We're
Waco Indie. Whenever we shorten it, it's going to be
That's
Waco
a good
Indie.
thing.
We are Waco Indie right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going with whiff.
No.
I think we.
I mean,
all,
if somebody wants to call us that, we're not
people
gonna,
ask me almost in a scared manner, like, they're not going to go by whiff, are they?
you can call us
Yeah,
anything
no.
you want. Just don't call us late for dinner. That's all.
Right.
Okay.
I'm good.
No,
with it.
and
As long as you submit your films, as long as you enjoy our hospitality, as long as we get to share your work with our community, you can call us whatever you want.
Yeah. But I mean, even with Deep in the Heart, we didn't go by DIF very often. It was always Deep in the Heart. And here it's going to be Waco Indie for short. Because I mean, it really, when people have asked why, for us, it defines better what we're about. Deep in the Heart is a good name, but it didn't really come to what are our biggest values. And those are Waco, serving our community, serving the people of Waco, bringing them excellent, world-class films. And then the independent portion, which to us is so important. It's not big studio conglomerate films. It is the rising voices, the fresh voices, the new stories. That is what is important to us. The stories that are meaningful and independent and not based on other IP, that you have to have all this knowledge of previously. It's finding those unique stories and bringing them to our community. That's what we value most, and that is why we're changing the name.
And it's also why we weren't affected by the strike, because we're independent. We're about independent film, the independent filmmaker. So
Excellent. Well,
cool.
Landing the plane now, since we're approaching the hour mark here. I do want to thank our filmmakers that have tuned in, the filmmakers that have joined us for the chat. I want to thank Maverick and Rachel for joining us here on the live stream. Hello, Paulina. It's great to hear from you as well. It's been a fantastic year. I am just so pleased. People have asked me again and again how I felt this year went, and I've just said 5 stars, if you know what I mean. It's just been fantastic. I can't think of very many things that I want to change. I do want to change some things. There are things that we'll be looking at our venues and a couple of other small changes we'll make to improve next year. But that's what it's always about, right? Is finding great stories, connecting our community, and improving this festival every year. So I'm excited. I think I had a great time. I hope you guys did too.
Definitely. I think we should end the way we began, which is showing the highlight reel again. I am just absolutely in love with this year's highlight reel. Shout out to Heather Knox, who edited for us and also shot most of it, and Chow, who shot the other as well, Chow Nguyen, and the drone work and camera work has just been excellent.
Dan Beard joined us on that as well.
Oh, sorry, I always forgot Dan. Dan did a great job as well. Dan jumped in, and we had 3 videographers and 3 photographers, and our volunteers in that regard have been amazing. So big thanks to them. So
yes, and if you're looking for photos of the festival, those are coming out in the next few days. They are hustling, try to clean up the images as much as they can before they go out, and it's literally hundreds of images that we're going to be posting really shortly.
Yeah, and we'll try to do some social posts to flag that they're ready, but just be looking for those links, filmmakers, to get those. So until next year, actually, I'm going to do one more reminder. I just got to do this, letting you know, Deep in the Heart Film Festival. We are open now for submissions. We have our next deadline September 19th. Our final deadline is going to be April 2nd. So no April Fools on that. And then we notify at the end of May, and our event is next year, July 18th to the 21st. So be on track for that, and submit your film if you are so inclined. And until then, man, thanks again. Bye, everyone.